looked like Shedeur Sanders just made an incredible announcement. It looked like Shedeur Sanders has broken his silence, man. We know the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns has not really been online that much this season. Shedeur has definitely been locked in. Well, I'm here to tell you, he took to Twitter today to drop a profound...
Shedeur Sanders finally snapped the silence, and he didn't come to play nice. Forget that I'm staying humble talk. This man came in flaming hotter than Dion's game day shades. The whispers have been getting loud about why he's been benched, and now Shedeur's laying it all out.
To me, though, this is Shedeur essentially saying, I'm done fighting. In every way. I'm done fighting
Waving
with
a white flag?
I'm done fighting with the media. I'm done fighting with my coaches. I'm done fighting with Rex Ryan on Get Up. I'm done fighting with y'all on social media. I'm done fighting. Because whenever somebody brings up, like he said, like, you know, the true success is built on God and God's the one who can open all these doors, is this Shedeur James Jones kind of just saying, like, I'm done?
Uncut, direct, and with just the right amount of shade. From locker room politics to those sketchy coach favorites, nothing's off limits. This isn't just a football update anymore. It's personal, explosive, and straight out of a soap opera. If you're feeling this story, hit that subscribe button. It helps way more than you realize. The Cleveland Browns have somehow managed to turn a simple quarterback debate into a full-blown identity crisis. This is the same team that once thought Johnny Manziel was a future legend, and now they're swapping quarterbacks like contestants on some twisted reality show called Who Wants to Ruin a Franchise? It's chaos wrapped in brown and orange madness. And right in the middle of this Cleveland circus sits Shedeur Sanders, cool, collected, and somehow the only adult in a room full of chaos.
And I've learned through it all is to not worry, but lean on and trust God in every situation. Even when I don't know what to do, I've learned that God will always guide. What Shedeur Sanders stated, a profound message from rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Now, we know he has been going through trials and tribulations since pretty much the draft night, man. For this young man to still be focused, not letting anything bother him, not letting anything turn his ship down. I commend Shedeur as a fan and definitely as a supporter of his. I want him to keep doing what he's doing. His time will come, and boy, oh boy, it's always going to be...
While everyone else is losing their minds, he's standing still, unbothered, like he's seen this movie before. You'd think the Browns would have learned by now, but nope. Every few years they find a golden arm, praise him like a savior, then torch his career with that same tired trust the process nonsense. But Shedeur, he's not sparking drama or chasing cameras. He's chilling, calm as ever, like a man who already got the message from above. Patience. Your time's on the way. No tantrums, no desperate flexing, just quiet confidence. While everyone else scrambles for attention, he's sitting back, knowing the story's already written. They just haven't turned the page yet. See, Shedeur Sanders isn't just another quarterback waiting his turn. He's the quiet storm behind the glass, the man sitting in the back seat, watching chaos unfold, fully aware he could take the wheel any moment, but letting the driver crash into reality first.
The narrative around Shedeur Sanders is changing. And Shedeur Sanders dropped a tweet yesterday, made the internet go berserk. But we're going to talk about it real quick. And I told y'all the Browns starting to switch up. Everybody getting ready for Shedeur. But I'm finna tell you what y'all know I got that guy. Him, Mr. Sanders. Currently the backup quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, right behind Lil Dillon. You know, we got to give Dillon his respect because he is the starting quarterback. Only because this man, Kevin Stefanski, has a whole lot of faith in something that we just can't see.
While the coaches debate schemes and fit, Shedeur's perfecting something the Browns can't even spell. Divine patience. It's The one art that separates a leader from a desperate roster filler. Because this mess in Cleveland, it's deeper than football. It's not just about play calls or locker room vibes. It's a spiritual test dressed up as a football season. While others chase numbers and stats, Shedeur's out here counting blessings. He's not begging for reps. He's letting God handle the playbook and waiting for his cue to shine. And truth be told, that's what scares the Browns front office the most. How do you control a man who won't let pressure rent space in his mind? He's not doom scrolling at 2 a.m., not sneak posting, cryptic shade, not whispering through interviews like it's therapy. He's just showing up early, training like every day Sunday, and walking out like someone who's already seen the final score. And spoiler alert, he wins. That kind of composure rattles executives who only know panic mode. The Browns keep drafting saviors, hoping to erase decades of regret. But Shedeur, he's not here to fix their past. He's here to redefine their future. But Shedeur doesn't carry that Cleveland curse on his shoulders. He's too focused on a bigger mission.
Gabriel's going to be the guy going forward. Shedeur Sanders didn't get in the game when they were up 31-6. It was game over. They were up 31-6, and then if y'all remember, in the loss 2 weeks prior, Shedeur didn't get into the game when they were losing clearly and handily. I think Shedeur just now realizes the Browns don't want me to play. They are not playing me under any circumstance.
The Dolphins had their backup in the game. Why would you not?
Correct.
It made no sense.
Well, that's because Shedeur's a different backup.
One that doesn't stop at the 50-yard line, but stretches deep into destiny territory. When he says trust God, it's not just talk, it's a lifestyle. While the front office breaks down data and runs analytics on fourth downs, Shedeur's over here running faith metrics, counting blessings, measuring peace per prayer, and logging gratitude like it's game film. The Browns could seriously learn from that kind of mindset. If they trusted divine timing half as much as they trust spreadsheets, maybe they wouldn't keep fumbling their future every few seasons. But Shedeur, he's built different. He knows when he's being disrespected. But he also knows when silence hits harder than words. That balance of self-awareness and control makes people uneasy, especially in a league that thrives on noise. He could easily post one slick Instagram story and have ESPN panicking by sunrise. But he doesn't. Instead, he stays grounded, smiles through the chaos, and lets his work do the talking. His patience is louder than any headline. And that's Cleveland's problem. They don't know what to do with peace. The Browns are addicted to chaos. It's practically their brand. The second things calm down, they start inventing new storms just to feel normal again.
Shedeur, I promise you, that stadium and that team and that offense, whether it goes great or it doesn't, at very least, you're going to get the Jackson Dart effect that the Giants
You will.
had
That's a good.
in New York,
Yeah.
where they said, all right, we got a shot. I believe in this guy.
You got to do it at home right now. You got a home game.
A winnable home. It's
A
the
winnable home
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
If Dillon do play, the crowd going to come in the game like, if Shedeur plays, it's going to be lit up in there.
It will be.
You know what I'm saying?
It will
The
be.
defense going to come flying around. And it's the perfect time to start you a little streak if you want to start you a little.
So when Shedeur walks in with that calm, unbothered confidence and refuses to play into Cleveland's chaos, it throws the whole system off. The Browns' front office runs on panic, emotion, controversy, and desperation. But Shedeur's fuel tank runs on something they can't quantify: faith. While the coaches overthink and the analysts crunch numbers, he's over there perfecting patience, the kind that only spiritually undefeated people understand. He's sitting on that bench like a man holding a secret because deep down, he knows this isn't a setback, it's a setup season. Every snap he doesn't take is another page building tension for the moment he finally takes over. Every doubt whispered by the media just turns into a future highlight clip. Picture it, slow-motion warm-ups, reporters narrating about unrealized potential, gospel vocals rising. Behind him, and then boom, touchdown, destiny confirmed. And suddenly, all the doubters start pretending they believed in him the whole time.
We know what Shedeur is. We know who he is, what type of player and person that he is. But yesterday, Shedeur Sanders dropped a tweet, and the world went bananas. Those are facts. As the son of a preacher, as a preacher's kid, as a child that has lived multiple facets of life, that has done a lot of wrong and a lot of right.
Meanwhile, up in the executive box, the Browns are probably holding another strategy session, which in Cleveland means a dozen execs, nodding in circles while the owner squints at an old scouting report like it's a crossword puzzle from 1987. Down below, Shedeur's patience is turning into power. Every rep, every quiet practice, every late-night film session is sharpening his edge. You can see it, the silent grind, the steady focus, that little smirk that says, "I already know how this ends." When reporters ask about competition, it's not cockiness. It's confidence from a man who knows he's aligned with something bigger than the depth chart. While the Browns are obsessing over depth charts, Shedeur's over here building destiny charts. They're planning another season. He's preparing for a legacy. And when those two worlds collide, and they will, it's going to be beautiful chaos. The kind of comeback Cleveland hasn't witnessed since LeBron came home. Because you can't hide greatness forever. Eventually, even the most confused franchise has to face the truth. They've been sitting on a generational competitor who handles pressure like a monk in cleats. And when that moment hits, all the noise, the doubt, the disrespect, it'll vanish faster than a Cleveland playoff dream.
To, and again, it does not bother me in any sort of large way, but what it does speak to is they continue to put all of the eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket. And they have not been shy about that in any sort of way. And it's not surprising to me. No part of this is surprising because this is how they've treated Dillon the entire time. He's always gotten the favorite child treatment, the golden child treatment, and that's okay. They've decided to do that. But to what you're saying, then you have to be right about this guy. And he's got to be better than what you've seen. And again, like, do I think Shedeur, when he wins the job eventually, is going to turn around and be like, oh, thank goodness I had those 10% of reps as the back? No, I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. That's why I'm not losing my...
Shedeur's maturity isn't passive. It's quiet dominance. It's power wrapped in patience. He's not blind to the politics. He's simply evolved past them. While others chase headlines, he's perfecting silence. They expect ego. He delivers composure. They expect outrage. He answers with discipline. They look for drama. He responds with faith in scripture. It's like watching chaos throw punches at peace. And peace just stands there, untouched, unbothered, undefeated. You can feel that energy building, that invisible tension that shifts locker rooms. Coaches start sensing it. Reporters catch it. Fans start whispering like something's coming. And that's how momentum sneaks in. Quiet, patient, unstoppable.
Stefanski is fighting for his job life by trying to cling to Dillon Gabriel, who was his choice to go forward with, because he took him 50 slots higher than Shedeur went in the 5th round. So Stefanski knows if he gives in to Shedeur, I think he's a goner. Like that's going to be the end of him, because he's dug in internally with the owner and the GM that he just wants no part of Shedeur. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like the way he handles himself. He doesn't like the way he carries himself in the locker room and the social media and all those things that nobody liked about him, or a lot of
Before the front office can drop another PR line about competition, the narrative flips. The guy they benched becomes the headline. They can't escape. That's the power of patience. It doesn't need noise to win. It just waits, then takes over. Eventually, the Browns are going to realize the truth. That what they mistook for, passiveness, was pure control. Shedeur Sanders isn't chasing moments, he's engineering them. And when his moment arrives, it'll make Cleveland's indecision look like amateur hour on repeat. They could have avoided all this chaos, but come on, this is the Browns. They don't do simple. They're addicted to self-sabotage. Give them peace, they'll manufacture drama. Give them talent, they'll invent tension. Hand them a spiritually grounded quarterback, and they'll label it lack of urgency. That's the kind of maturity the NFL rarely sees, especially from a team where emotional stability lasts about as long as a halftime lead. So he waits, patiently, calmly, faithfully.
I don't think that's not my place, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control. So I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, there's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So
he keeps training while chaos spins around him like static against a wall of serenity. Because deep down, Shedeur knows something Cleveland still doesn't. Every storm runs out of thunder eventually. And when that silence hits, the only thing still standing will be the one who was grounded from day one. That's Shedeur Sanders. Steady, unbothered, divinely patient, and fully ready. The Browns can keep their politics, keep pretending their QB room is a democracy, but purpose doesn't wait for approval. When destiny says it's go time, it won't knock. It'll walk straight onto that field, strap up, and change everything.
Bit over a long time does make a big difference, though. Especially if you're not a first-round quarterback. No, if you're just a rookie. I mean, I'd like to see him play. I'd like to see him have the opportunity to go through some of those reps just from the speed component to it all. I think there's an obvious advantage to that. It's going to be better than him just sitting on the sidelines. But again, this speaks to them putting all their eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket with the idea that they think it's more valuable for Dillon to get all of them, and they just don't have enough reps.
The Browns might think they're running the show, but all they're doing is hitting pause on the inevitable, because destiny doesn't do waiting lists. No matter how long they try to hold Shedeur Sanders back, his story's already written by someone way bigger than Cleveland. And if you've been paying attention, you already know the ending. No bitterness, no revenge, just victory. Wrapped in peace, powered by purpose, sealed with that signature, Sanders calm. While the organization keeps chasing answers, Shedeur's already living in one. The truth that never fails. God's got it. You'd think after all those heartbreak seasons, someone in that building would have learned to stop forcing what's meant to flow. But nope, they're still tinkering, still overthinking, still treating greatness like a mystery instead of a blessing. Meanwhile, Shedeur's just vibing, peaceful, locked in, and totally unbothered. While the front office plays chess with chaos, he's sitting at the center like a monk with cleats, already knowing how the game ends. Because when your faith outweighs their confusion, there's no contest. You can't shake someone who already handed control to something higher.
The plan, if that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over, so it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
You know this city loves football. I think you probably have felt that since you've been drafted.
Yeah.
That is what this city is about, the Cleveland Browns. What's kind of that reception been like for you from the fans?
It been extremely well, I would say. I understand. Really, I feel like the Browns fans, they just want something to hope for, and they've been wanting it so long, so finally, I'm here to change that. I'm here to,
That's what makes Shedeur Sanders truly dangerous. It's not just the cannon for an arm or his surgical accuracy. It's his peace. That calm doesn't crumble under pressure. It eats it alive. Every snub, every delay, every not yet from the coaches just becomes quiet motivation. The Browns think they're testing his patience, but truth is, he's testing theirs. How long can they ignore what's right in front of them? How long can they pretend that this level of composure isn't the missing heartbeat their locker room's been craving? Because when Shedeur's time finally comes, it won't feel like a debut. It'll feel like the universe correcting a mistake. They'll keep talking about system fit and readiness. But when the dust clears and the lights lock onto that field, Shedeur won't just walk into a role. He'll walk into his purpose. The kind that doesn't need noise or validation. It just executes. Smooth, sharp, divine. And when that moment lands, Cleveland won't just have a quarterback. They'll have a revelation in cleats.